Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. Here are your hosts, Oswin and Lord Knight. Today I'd like to discuss something that we've talked about before. It takes a witch to make a witch.
Yes, it does, don't it? I don't understand what the problem is here. Witchcraft is a religion.
Right.
End of subject. Just like Catholicism, Judaism, Christianity, the whole nine yards. All these other religions, just like us, have an initiation process to become. I mean, again, we were raised in Southern Baptist. We all know the call at the end of the thing is to get those people up there. So the pastor knows who in the world they are, so he can talk to them more to convince them to become Christian and take baptism and become part of their church.
Right.
We call ourselves witches because we're initiated into witchcraft. And these people who want to sit there and go, well, no, you just declare yourself. All right. These is also the same logic that trans people are supposedly using, that all these people are using to declare themselves a red hawk, a wolf, and all this other stuff. It is the exact same logic.
Right.
I feel like a witch, so therefore I am. All right. Now, we got a lot of people out there that don't accept that logic. But yet they'll accept the logic of, hey, if you're a witch, you're, not realizing this is where all this other crap came from.
Right.
Believing that one can just wake up one day and go, hey, I'm a witch, is literally the same logic all these other people are using. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. I mean, don't get me wrong. No, I'm not going to sit here and have a hissy fit because somebody wants to call themselves a witch. I mean, it's not like we go around and call each other Witch Hazel and Witch Dewfinger and
no.
I mean, again, this used to be a title. They used to say this. Hence the reason why in the world you see it in, movies and stuff every so often.
Right.
It's a goddamn fucking title, people. Just like being a Christian. I'm a witch. I'm a Christian. It's the same concept. No, you cannot just declare yourself a witch, just like you technically cannot declare yourself Catholic. You have to go through the whole...
right, there's confirmation, and then...
Well, first of all, you're Christian, what is that?
Christened.
Christened as a kid. This is your first induction into Catholicism.
Right.
Just like Jewish people having their boys do the brisk. It's the first step to becoming a Jew, to become part of the Jewish faith. So it's okay for all these other ones to do it, but not us. We just have to accept the fact that anyone can declare themselves qualified to be a wise one.
Right. Because, I mean, for us, it's earned.
It's earned.
And so you can't just pop off and, well, I mean, you can, but like you said earlier, just because you call yourself a witch doesn't mean we have to recognize you as such.
No.
If we don't recognize that you've been through that training, that you've been quote unquote inducted.
And here, let me make it even more confusing for you, because I'm going to stay with my own ethics and morals here and go, okay. I don't have a problem. If Wiccans want to believe this, that's fine. But witchcraft does not.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
Right. In other words, those who do this, y'all are Wiccans. All right?
You can call yourself whatever you want to, but I'm not going to recognize you as such.
Right. It does not mean I have to believe it. All right? And I'm sorry, if you're going around saying that those of us who believe this way are full of shit, no, I'm going to say, no, you are. You are telling me I have to believe this way.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
There's my biggest problem. No, I don't care who in the world you are not going to tell me how I have to believe. I'm done playing that game. We've already had it too many times. I believe it takes a witch to make a witch. If you don't believe it, that's your problem, not mine.
Well, I don't know that I'd call it a problem.
No. And my problem is when you're sitting there going that people like us are stupid or immature or keep on insulting us because we don't believe the way you do. Am I wrong there?
No, I don't think so.
It's still the same logic. It's still the same logic that all these people are going around calling themselves. This created the problem. This is where it started. people going, no, you can declare yourself a witch because it's a day that ends in Y. You watch 50,000 videos of, oh, here, 10 signs that you might be a witch. Here, how about this? 10 signs you might be an idiot.
It's the whole thing of whatever. Call yourself whatever the hell you want to.
Right.
As a traditional witch, I don't have to recognize you as such.
No.
Just like you don't have to recognize me.
No.
Fine, whatever. If it works for you, you do you, whatever. But don't expect me to fall in line with your way of thinking.
Exactly. Sitting there and insulting us because of the way we believe, to me, is just as bad as sitting there going, then you don't believe our way, so fuck you.
Right. Because honestly, the reverse is true. I don't expect you to recognize me as an initiated witch. I don't expect you to call me by my title.
No.
But I'm not going to force you to do it either.
No. No, I mean, I'm sorry.
Because it's not your way. So, all right, fine.
I mean, there's been many places where out in public doing the pagan pride, blah, blah, blah thing. I know you've sat there and watched me when we're sitting there and talking to people, and then there's always that one kid, oh, yeah, I decided to be a Wiccan, and I'm a witch now. And I'm sitting there rolling my eyes going, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And I quit listening 5 seconds ago.
Sure, yeah.
And the guy's still sitting there talking to me. Why? I'm never going to be able to convert this guy. I'm never actually going to get him to listen to me because you believe this way.
Right.
Why in the world am I going to fight a tidal wave that I can't? I don't see one of these other people who want to debate this want it their way.
I don't know. I mean,
it has to be.
If we're going to debate it, that's fine, but don't expect me to change my way of thinking, and I don't expect you to change yours. Let's just debate it and get the thought processes out. Hey, this is the way I believe. The other person, hey, this is the way I believe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, there might be some similarities there. Great, wonderful.
Well, see,
there might be some differences. Great, wonderful. Let's agree to disagree and go on.
Right.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. I won't tell you you're wrong.
No.
Let's just do this and be done.
But you could be a little bit more respectful about what in the world I believe.
Right.
All right? Unless you want me not to be respectful about what in the world you believe.
Right.
And sit here and tell you, y'all fucking nuts for believing this crap. No, actually, I don't think you're nuts for doing that. You can believe whatever you want. All right? And again, where I keep on hearing when people want to talk about this, they want to sit there and jump down people's throats like me going, no, it has to be this way. No, it doesn't.
No.
Not when I sit there and look at all the other religions. My belief, down deep in my heart, Wicca is not a religion. It is a spiritual fucking movement. Hence the reason y'all can claim whatever in the world you want. There's a difference between a spiritual movement and a religion.
Well, and then too, all these people say that they don't want to be part of an organized religion, and that's why they got into witchcraft. Well, I hate to tell you.
But every last one of them wants to start a coven and start an organized fucking religion
Bingo.
on top of it.
Bingo.
All right?
Guess what? That's organized religion.
That's organized religion. I'm sorry. As soon as you decide to cast a circle and hold a ritual with more than one person, you've just created a religion.
Yeah.
Because both people must believe, or at least very much believe in the same thing standing in that corner.
Right.
At least 90% or so to be able to stand there. I don't understand people's problem with this, that witches are initiated people into witchcraft.
Right.
I don't understand why in the world this seems so complicated. Just like you become a Christian when you're initiated into Christianity.
Right.
When you get a baptism, you become a member of the church.
Right.
And you can vote and all this other stuff just like everybody else. And as far as I know, I've never even known there to be an age requirement to get your baptism.
No.
You can just do it whenever you want.
No. Because, I mean, the whole thing with Christianity, the initiation essentially is the prayer that you pray to have Jesus come into your heart.
And the whole 9 yards. And
right. And then it is cemented with the baptism.
It's cemented with the baptism, and this is when the whole entire congregation recognizes you as a Christian and as a member of the church.
Well, they recognize you as a Christian after you've, said the
But-
prayer and
right.
shed the tears and all that stuff. And
Right. But I mean, you're with me. After this process,
yes,
regardless of what the process is, there is an initiation process.
right.
And I don't see where, because the only people who want to rail against this are those whose, I'm sorry, I believe whose think their egos are way bigger than their actual knowledge. Because God forbid anybody actually humble themselves to an elder and actually take the time to go, well, maybe I don't know something. Maybe I do need to shut my mouth and learn to listen.
Yeah, because even most of the elders that I know, they do that as well.
Yeah.
They'll be among the first to admit they don't know everything.
No. I mean, I don't know jack shit.
No, I mean, you're an elder in our community. You're an elder of our coven. But yeah, you're the first to admit I don't know everything.
No. But sitting there and having this argument or having this, I don't mind having the debate, just like you, if we're going to actually have a debate. But I'm not going to sit here and debate people when they're sitting there trying to tell me I'm wrong for the way I believe.
Right. When it turns into an argument, it's no longer a debate, and it's no longer fruitful.
Well, there's no point in even talking about it because, again, the person's already placed that stop sign in front of themselves.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to listen to you. I don't care what in the world you said. I don't care if you pulled out 50,000 and the Rosetta Stone from hell.
Right.
That says, hey, no, it's done this way. I'm not going to believe you. That's not a debate.
No. That's an argument.
That's an argument. That would be somebody like me beating my head up against the wall to expect it to suddenly open up to Narnia. Not going to happen.
Kind of like the town hall we watched last night.
I like that town hall. There were some good points made.
Yeah, but it was like watching an argument.
It was like watching an argument.
And I'm like, that's not the purpose. But
again, nobody moved. It was an argument.
There were a lot of times it wasn't fruitful because it didn't go anywhere.
No.
And when you don't go anywhere, you're just bumping heads like two rams out on the fucking prairie.
Well, here, let me go ahead and say this since we're talking about witches and initiation and all that. And just a quick reminder. Mm-hmm. Yes, we believe that when we initiate people, we are quantumly entangling ourselves permanently with these other people.
Right.
That we for lack of a better word, yes, that to a certain extent, a coven sort of becomes like a Borg.
Mm-hmm.
We all seem to have connections with each other, know when each other's having problems, and we work within our coven to solve those problems.
Right.
Now, again, you have a big problem here. We have groupthink versus individuality.
That is a big problem, yes.
All right. And again, witchcraft is more about individuality than it is about groupthink. I mean, that sounds strange.
It really does, especially coming from people who are part of a coven, part of a group.
And they feel that connection. They know that connection. And they feel part of a group. I'm sorry, in my head, I rarely feel alone. We have coven members I do not speak to for sometimes lengths of times and stuff like that.
Right.
Some people are in the army and stuff like that, and you can't. But yet, as soon as they call me, it was just like, hey, we just talked yesterday.
Exactly.
Nothing's going on. We all seem to know what in the world our problems are when we're talking, and we go on. But we also recognize our own individuality over anything else.
Absolutely.
Because we recognize, okay, sunshine. Okay, I can take sunshine energy and channel it through my body and make myself feel good for a little while.
Right.
Basically get a high off of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, there are other people in our temple that can take that energy and do things that I couldn't do.
Right.
Because everybody has different skills. Just because one person can read cards a specific way does not mean the whole group can. That person has this skill to somehow jump beyond normal means to do that intuition. It happens. Hence the reason why in the world we're so focused on the individuals in them learning.
Right.
All right. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, our first degree is about us being a group. Second degree is about you being an individual. And then third degree is just about you learning how to actually lead with wisdom.
Well, and even through first degree, there are things that we teach and we tell them, look, it's not going to be the same for everybody.
No.
You know, and not everybody learns the same way. Not everybody learns at the same speed, or it happens.
Well,
but there are still individuals.
It takes a while to learn how to put yourself into this headspace that we typically do our magic from.
Yes.
And I put that in really bad quotation marks there. In which, yes, we sit there on the astral plane. If we need moon water, we literally channel that energy from the astral to this realm, to this plane of existence. How we do it is a mystery and will not be taught because, again, it is a religious. But we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
This is what our religion gives us. And I'm sorry, I've never seen anything in the spiritual movement known as Wicca to give you anything like this.
No.
Because it's a spiritual movement. We've talked about this before. When you start collaging together some of these concepts from all these different religions, they don't always work together well.
No, they don't. But that being said, as an individual, if you find something that works for you,
go for it.
By all means, put 2 and 3 together and get 6.
Not going to stop you.
If it works for you, it works.
Right. I do not like, never will like this fact of people declaring themselves.
No.
You know, I'm a wolf. I'm a girl.
Yeah, I can't get on board with that mentality.
You know, I mean, because at some point you have to say, no, stop. Yes, your soul might have been a wolf in a previous life, but you're a human now and you need to act like one.
Right.
This is where you are. This is what you have to deal with. These are the lessons you got to fucking learn. If you were a dog or something else in a previous life, that was a previous life. You got to deal with here and now.
Right.
And if you want to cause a psychological problem about it, that's your psychological problem and your fault, not mine. And nor do I have to bend to that delusion.
Right.
You know, I can say, you know, people can be pissed at me all they want.
But yes, probably will be.
It takes a witch to make a witch. That is my belief. You have to be initiated. You have to be pulled into craft. You don't do it just because the day ends in Y or because you read Scott Cunningham.
Right.
Or some book and decided, well, this is me.
Yeah, and I can say from my experience, I believe that too. It has become part of my belief for a very good reason.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it, but for a very good reason.
So, I mean, here's my whole entire problem, again, with this whole debate. Those who want to believe that you could just declare yourself a witch, that's fine.
Right.
You can believe whatever in the world you want. I'm not sitting here telling you you're wrong. All right? No, I don't like the idea and it rubs me wrong, but you believe whatever you want to believe.
Right.
But for those of us who don't, you have to respect that.
Right. And that's the only place that we will tell you you're wrong for.
Right.
Don't try to push it on me. Don't try to force me to do that or to believe the way you believe. That is not
that is not
the way.
That is not the way. that is not craft.
No, it's not.
And I'm sorry for anybody who sits there and wants to go ballistic on that. That's not craft. End of subject.
Right.
We should not be playing this game.
No.
All right. If you want to play these games, there's 50 other thousand religions out there. Go for it.
Right.
I'm tired of seeing Wiccans pervert our concepts and beliefs to make themselves look good, and they're not. I'm sorry. A lot of these people I hear saying this stuff, to me, yes, y'all sound like idiots.
Right.
Because at no point did anybody ever go, well, how about this? Why do y'all believe that? I believe it because there's an actual process. There's a transferring of energies. There's quantum entanglement. There's a lot of things going on in that initiation process.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, if you are, quote unquote, a solitaire who's never been initiated, you don't know.
Right. You don't know. You don't have that experience.
You know, that's just like these same people are out there and they talk bad about covens and the whole 9 yards. But if you get down to it, not a damn last one of them's ever been a part of a fucking coven. But we're going to talk bad about them.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're going by stuff that they've heard, stuff that they've read. And chances are it's all the bad stuff.
It's all the bad stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
all
there's
anybody ever talks about is the bad stuff.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, it's just like being at work. Nobody recognizes all the good you do. They only recognize the bad you do. Same thing works here.
The only time they recognize you're good is when they have to put it on your evaluation.
Right. But again, the same thing applies here.
Right.
You know, there's an old saying, "Let no one speak evil of your good."
Right.
But chances are they're not even talking about your good.
No.
They're only talking about your bad.
Exactly. Well, I mean, again, you still have the whole entire problem of, yes, people will, you do something good. Like we talked before, the Church of Wicca in our area did this wonderful thing, gathered up toys, took them to the kids.
Yeah.
Sung songs in the whole 9 yards, then left, and they bragged about it on their page, which made them take the toys away. Because, God forbid, witches give toys to kids.
Right. Somebody found out they were.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, again, this is speaking evil of our good.
Right.
You've done stuck your foot out there. You've done stuck your neck out there and started talking about something you've done good just for somebody to shit all over it. Now you look more like, you look in a worse light. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, yeah, you do have to be careful.
You're right.
I mean, we used to donate toys all the time, but we never told anybody.
We did it.
Right.
We did it just to do it.
Right. I mean, as far as the toy drop-off knew, we were just a couple of guys dropping off a bunch of toys.
Why and how, they didn't care.
No, they didn't care. They didn't give a shit.
No. But again, it's about the kids, not us.
Right.
And again, here's another thought that's lost in the whole Wicca thing. That we do things behind the scenes. And people don't seem to understand this. Witchcraft was never actually meant to be a religion for the masses.
No, it's not.
All right? Because I keep on seeing this, and I keep on, and it breaks my heart to have to sit here and say this. The more I keep on seeing it, the more I keep on seeing, yes, people perverting our teachings that we did put out there because we have pushed it out for the masses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that we have some books and stuff out there floating around now and we can learn more and all this. But on the other hand, I see where in the world people are taking this stuff, and it scares me because it's not what we actually believe.
Right.
Because people are unwilling to be taught to take a moment and go, well, maybe I should hunt out a teacher. Maybe I should find a coven.
Well, and it baffles me because people with that mentality, these are the same people who are out on the forums asking questions.
Oh, yeah.
They're seeking advice.
And then as soon as a traditionalist comes out there and starts giving advice, everybody's like, oh, the rude. No.
Besides all that, put all that to the side. The point is these are the people who are saying, well, I don't need a teacher. I don't need a mentor. I don't need this.
Well, no,
they're the same people who are asking questions out on the internet. They're speaking with people on YouTube. They're they're starting conversations to learn things from other people. Well, what's the difference?
Well, again, I think there's some people out there who are wanting mentors. They are wanting that, but again, when they ask a question and a real traditionalist comes along, and all of a sudden they see that traditionalists get bombarded of gatekeeping, being rude, and stuff like that, how fast are they actually going to talk to us?
Right.
Because they're believing the massive amount of everybody else.
Right.
Instead of us sitting there going, no, what you need to do is, because what was that one? Oh, guy was trying to enchant a bracelet or something.
Something like that.
And my main concern as a priest was he couldn't feel the energies. Well, you have a problem there. You've got to be able to feel the energies to do this.
Right.
So this is where your problem is. Oh, no, I'm gatekeeping and all this other stuff. God forbid if this guy go. And I said, look, no, this guy needs to go out and find a teacher to learn how to do this for him.
Right.
Oh, God forbid. Nobody can do anything without being taught. Is that what y'all was saying? That's what all y'all traditionalists say. Y'all can't. It makes me wonder how many people who are really wanting to be part of craft go and hide away because they keep on hearing this stuff from everybody else.
Well, my thought on that is if you're going to run and hide from something like that,
True.
can you really be a part of craft?
Well, I mean, I can't say nothing.
You got to be able to stand up on your own, honey.
I have sat there I have been at some of these other gatherings put on by other more Wiccan temple, blah, blah, blah. And I have sat there and watched people sort of follow us around, knowing who in the world we were.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it. They're wanting to ask you questions. They're wanting to do stuff, but they're so worried about what in the world all their other friends will say if they see them talking to them.
Well, again, it shouldn't matter.
This is something all witches must break. We don't do this. If we want to talk to someone, you talk to someone. You want to ask questions, you ask questions.
Right.
You don't worry about what in the world your friends or your other groups think about you. Even in our covens, none of us do.
No, I mean, we've always encouraged our students to go to these gatherings, talk to people.
Ask questions.
Get
go
out there.
Explore. Talk to these people. See the stuff that I'm seeing. And the only way you're going to see it the way we do is to be out there in the middle of it.
Right.
But everybody seems to have the different viewpoint of what we actually do. And I still think the problem is because the majority of these people have never been part of an actual temple. They've never actually been part and trained in the whole 9 yards. Yes, it's hard to find people, blah, blah, blah. And yes, you have to be careful. Yes, you're going to have to research and you're going to have to do some damn work.
Yeah, and you might have to travel a little bit.
All right? I'm sorry, it's not just all going to be handed to you on a freaking silver platter.
No.
That's not craft. We don't do that.
Because, I mean, it's the more eclectic groups that are out there, they're good. They have their place. People belong to these groups for a reason. And it works for them.
Long time, and it works for them.
And I'm very happy that these groups exist. But for someone who's looking for a little bit more, who's looking for a more traditional approach.
Right.
Yeah, chances are, you're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to do some digging. You might have to do some traveling.
And you might actually have to do, and I'm telling you right now, you join an actual coven, you're really going to have to do some work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're going to have to do your meditations. You're going to have to do this stuff, and teachers will stop you when you aren't doing your part. Why should I teach you? You know, I sit here and tell you, okay, you got these assignments and stuff, and you need to do this stuff, and then you don't.
Right.
What am I supposed to do? Well, we can't move no forward because you're not doing your half. I did my half when I did it.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, even...
and then you still get those people that will sit there and go, well, just because you did doesn't mean everybody has to do it.
Well, yeah, that's true, but...
Well, no, actually it's not. We all have to learn how to walk. We all have to learn how to feed ourselves. We all have to learn things for ourselves.
Right, but I'm just saying, just because you did it a certain way doesn't mean somebody else has to.
No.
But if you don't want to do it that way, then don't come here.
Well, again, but don't get me wrong. A lot of people want to think that in a traditional coven, everything is so strict, button down, check off list. I mean, I don't know how to.
Well, there are parts that are.
I mean, there are parts that, we got to check off lists.
I'm not going to lie about that. There are things that's very structured. It's, we have a certain way of doing things and we expect it to be done that way.
Right. Well, we're together as a group. But again, everybody does things that's slightly different. These people who seem to want to get everybody scared that in a coven you lose your freedom.
Right.
It just baffles my mind.
Again, it's the horror stories. And then once you hear all the horror stories, nobody wants to explore it any further. Nobody wants to take the time to talk to someone who is in a coven, who's, having good experiences and all that stuff, and find out more about the good side of things.
Well, see, and again, I think this is our problem as traditionals because we believe this way and we have a culture that tells everybody the opposite.
Right.
All right. And some of the horror stories and stuff, again, I still think there are probably people that are out there who really do want to come to an actual, but they're so scared of it because of their community.
Well, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. It's just as, I see it as bullying.
In a way it is, but, you know, the way I look at it is you got to break out of that.
Yeah.
You got to conquer that fear of peer pressure.
And what everybody's going to think.
Right. You've got to get over that, because if you can't get over that, that's like your first step into witchcraft. If you can't get over that, you're not going to go anywhere.
No. I mean, until you start learning, just because somebody says something doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Right.
Again, like we talked about, you know, the whole karma thing, and no, I don't believe it because I don't see it happening. I don't see these slimy businessmen losing their stuff and winding up in a damn ditch.
No.
Y'all might hate me, but Nancy Pelosi and her damn inside trading crap, and she's still fine.
Right.
Where's freaking karma now?
Right.
All right? Oh, but no. You can be a witch, and you can do all this other stuff, and unicorns and rainbows.
Right.
My belief is it takes a witch to make a witch. There are processes going on there that, I'm sorry, the other side does not know about because they've never experienced it.
Right. And all of this wasn't to attack anybody else. So if you took it that way,
again, your problem. No,
it wasn't to attack anybody. It was just to simply state, this is the way we believe. This is why we believe it.
Right. If you're going to sit there and
don't tell me I'm wrong.
And don't sit there and tell me I'm wrong or stupid or completely wrong. What? No. Not unless you want me to do the same thing to you.
Right.
All right? Because, yes, my argument is if you can declare yourself a witch, what in the world keeps you from declaring yourself anything else?
Exactly, yeah.
Why in the hell I can't declare myself emperor of the universe and y'all start treating me as such?
Exactly, right. If you're going to take that mentality, hey, let's go all the way with it.
Yeah, let's go all the way. I'm a fucking god. Y'all need to fucking worship me and give me all your money. Y'all are insignificant.
Right.
I have declared it, so therefore it is. Oh, but anybody can be a witch just by saying so. Whatever.
Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, the maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning